I'm gonna make sure. Okay, we live on Twitter. Okay, let's see. Live for IG. Come on, IG.
Yep.
All right. IG, come on. All right. I think we Gucci.
We are.
Yeah. Here we go. All right, y'all. Welcome. 21 Titles Weekly Recap. This is episode 73. I am your host, Brittany, aka Wellness Brit, and this is my co-host.
Tay, Shantae, Tay gets it done. All the names. All of it.
Everything. Let's just Roxanne. Let's just put it all on out there.
Oh,
Okay?
Roxanne. You giving
Yeah.
them Roxanne?
Y'all don't know, but y'all can't call her that. Only real family can. So
Heard
whatever.
you.
Yeah, y'all. What's up? Together we make 21 titles. We are essentially a consultancy firm, really invested into the next generation of student athletes, more so on the side of professional and personal development, because we feel like it's time to have those conversations. And in this new era of basketball and college athletics and high school athletics and NIL, you know, you can monetize and do all that stuff, things that we wish we had an opportunity to do as student athletes. So we come back and kind of do these weekly recaps just to keep our community in the know about what's going on in the realm of women's sports. Shantae and I are both former collegiate players. I also am a former professional athlete. And, we walk it and talk it. So, every week we talk about things happening in the NIL space. Like I said, women's sports, also tech. We're very big into crypto and Web3. And then we kind of round it off with some culture to wrap things up. Apparently, Shantae's been hooked on a new series that she'll talk about later on. Okay, we'll get into that, but yeah, to kind of get right into it, the WNBA is back to live action.
Back to live action.
Yeah, they had a little month break from the Olympics, and it looks like the break served some teams well. Would you say?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, offline, we were talking about Indiana. Um, we didn't get to catch the Indiana game on Friday because we were live on Friday. But DA was like updating us afterwards and just looking at the results and the numbers and the stats, and I think the break served Caitlin Clark well. It served Indiana well.
Mm-hmm.
They seem like they're gelling,
Right.
um, and it's all coming together. That's in
Absolutely.
short.
Yeah. I mean, I think breaks are always good. Um, because it gives the team an opportunity to kind of build some cohesiveness with the players that are not, obviously competing. Um, and then you just kind of, personally, individually, you give your body kind of like a chance to reset and recover, So, I mean, Caitlin Clark looked really well today. She's gonna go down as like one of the best passers ever. Like obviously today she passed Tisha Penichero and kind of for most assists by a rookie in the season so far. So it's every week we look, she breaking a record.
Yeah. Would you say she's leading the rookie of the year race?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
I think so because I also determine that by how well your team is doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like kind of going into the Olympic break, Indiana was building some momentum as well. So like, I know Angel Reese. I know she she captured her 18th double double of the season the other day. So it's like she's still doing what she needs to do, but her team is not as good as Indiana. And obviously that's rightfully so, right? Indiana has had the back-to-back number one picks, right? And they're a more put together team, essentially. Kelsey Mitchell, we know what she can do. Lexi Hall,
Career high.
she benefited from the Cabo trip too.
Yeah, she did. She had 22 today. Shot 6 for 7 from the three. That girl, she was hooping today.
She had how many threes she hit? About 5?
She hit 6. She was 6 for 7. Lights out today. Yeah. Straight up lights out.
Look, 6 threes, that's the most I've hit in a game. Y'all know how hard that is to do? To hit 6 threes? And Caitlin was finding her. Her teammates were finding her today. If there's nothing that y'all get, student athletes, y'all got to start watching games. Not highlights. Games. Because that's going to show you, like, Caitlin she's developing every game. Every game, you see her getting better. Every game, right? This is what you must do. Student athletes, listen. It's about improving and understanding IQ. Like being able to get Lexi Hall the ball while she's hot. That's an unspoken basketball rule that I think a lot of kids don't understand. If someone is hot, this is NBA Jam. Give them the ball. Fire. Okay? They are hot. Okay? Y'all remember NBA Jam?
Yo, NBA Jam.
Right? Damn, when the dude got hot, he started the fire. Like,
yo, I forgot about that.
Yo, that's what you got to do. So,
but it's true.
I was just very happy to watch great basketball today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess moving on, because I didn't catch the whole Atlanta game, but Tina had a great game. I saw the first half, but Tina had a great game today. Tina Shaws had a great game. She had 22 points, 15 rebounds. Okay.
Look here.
She had a great game.
Look, I tweeted a Tina Charles appreciation tweet the other day. She scored the game-winning bucket the game before. Okay? And she's still putting up these numbers. Y'all better put some respect on Tina Charles' name. Stop playing. Stop playing, because it's like she's one of the best forwards in the league. And she don't get talked about enough. And she from our class. So I'm going to keep yelling to the high heavens how good she is, because I got a chance to play against her. Okay? My entire childhood and in college.
Let me tell y'all, it was brutal.
Entire childhood, okay?
It was brutal.
Look, when we get Miss Flag back on here and talk about
Marissa,
we seeing what you're doing over there at OTE. They doing a lot of great stuff for women's game
for the
over
youth,
there.
and yeah, they are.
Facts.
They are.
Okay? Love it. We love to see it. Okay. But yeah, these games today, TC, we see you balling. Jordan Canada also had a great game. 19 points, 6 assists. I'm happy to see her coming back because the injuries. I think that if Jordan Canada was healthy at the beginning of the year, Atlanta wouldn't be where they are today. Because it seems as if they need that that point guard. Obviously,
I
they had
agree.
Alicia and Ryan, but I feel like sometimes one of them defers to the other, and it's like, y'all, we going on a scoring drought. We need somebody to come on. Like, and I think Jordan Canada is that person that's like, yo, all right, come on. Jordan is she's directing and orchestrating where everybody has to be on the court. So um I'm gonna go back and watch that game.
Yeah, I need to catch the second half of that game.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously now we have the Aces and the Sparks. All I'm gonna say is Rakia Jackson. She, I mean,
She the one.
it's unfortunate what happened with obviously with Cameron Brink being out. But Rakia Jackson, I've always loved her game, and I love the way that she's showing up for her team. And now starting, I think today was her ninth start of the season. And she just has a real bright future ahead of her. What I did not like, and I mean, I may be jumping the gun because we're going to talk about it later, is how, you know, everybody was looking forward to this game because of the Dearica Hamby situation.
Right.
This is the first game, well, the first time they're seeing each other or facing off against each other after the lawsuit was filed.
Mm-hmm.
And Las Vegas was booing her. Every time she touched the ball, they was booing her.
Really?
Yeah, that's nasty work. They was booing her. They were booing her, and I mean, we could jump to it. Let's just jump to it. So this week, obviously, this was like the biggest headline of the week, I think, in WNBA sports news. Coming off, the Olympics, Dearica Hamby, she filed her lawsuit against the Aces, and then also against the WNBA. Just want to say, number one, that this is, and Brittany and I have talked about this on Friday. If you haven't checked out our Beyond the 9450 podcast on Friday, please check it out. But this lawsuit that Dearica filed is about to set precedents in the league. Brittany and I and the rest of the 9450, we did an episode on the CBA not too long ago, a couple months ago. And, part of what we discussed was, obviously motherhood and insurance and
Yes.
basic rights that should be covered in the CBA and things of that nature. And I think that we were, during that episode, we were looking forward. We communicated that we were looking forward to like what the language that was going to, potentially change in the next CBA. But I will say that this lawsuit is about to. It has the potential to change the game, right? And it takes a lot of courage for Dearica to have done this in the first place.
Right.
Obviously, there's a pending case going on, and she's still showing up to work, right? Because the WNBA is her employer. The Aces at one time was her employer as well. And she's showing up to work while facing a tremendous amount of criticism.
Right.
And, this isn't a new case. She has been very vocal about this matter for over a year. This has been going on since 2023. She was pregnant during her last go around with the Aces, and found out well into the season, like towards the end of the season, that she was pregnant. She still finished the season.
Right.
I believe she was still the sixth woman of the year. Still did what she needed to do on the court. She's alleging discrimination, retaliation, all of those things fall under, the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. That's the EEOC. She filed with the EEOC. So this is a federal complaint. And I don't, this happens in real life. And when I say real life, I mean to like regular people like you and I and anybody else that's watching this, that works at places of employment, right? Um, and so, yeah, she is alleging that she was subjected to some crazy comments from Becky Hammon and um, the Aces franchise in reference to her commitment to the team due to her being pregnant. She's saying that she's alleging that she faced retaliatory, you know, practices from the team, like being removed from her living situation or living premises that was provided to her by the Aces
Mm-hmm.
because she was pregnant. She's alleging that she was promised that the team was going to cover her daughter's tuition at the time, which isn't something new that we've heard, like that's being alleged on behalf of the Aces franchise. Um, they're facing a couple of the Aces.
There's a couple of hiccups.
There's been a couple of hiccups. There's been a couple of allegations with other, previous players
Yeah.
about being promised under the table things, and the Aces have faced a lot of
They facing a lot of backlash.
investigation.
It's a
And
lot of stuff.
yeah, and I think that we not we, but we love the players. This has nothing to do with the players. This has everything to do with the organization. And I think, but I will say, I think because we love the player so much
Right.
that we tend to forget all of the things within the
Uh-huh.
last like 3 to 5 years. I'm gonna say within the last 3 years, um, what's been happening with them, and
Right.
it's just it's unfortunate. But anyway, back to like the timeline. She filed with the EEOC back in 2023. Um, the EEOC finally gave her a right to sue, or a notice of right to sue, which allows her to move forward with suing her employer. So that's how we got here. Um, and again, I will say that it just takes a lot of courage. That's all I have to say. It takes a lot of courage, and she's literally, and I'm gonna keep saying alleged. Like this is
Right.
all alleged because nothing has been proven yet. But um, she's taking this all on her back, and I don't think people realize how big this is and
Mm-hmm.
how important this case is about to be. There's a lot of people that was just watching today to be messy, but it's bigger than that. You know, this is supposed to be a women's league,
Right.
right? And that's another thing, right? We're gonna, like, we talked about that on Friday, but the marketing of the league is this is a women's league. We're pro woman. You got to pay attention to not only the message, but then also the actions behind the message. And I think that it's unfortunate, but situations like this really highlight how it highlights integrity or lack thereof when it comes to organizations and companies and businesses. And you can't say that you're, pro woman, right? And that, you're looking out for the best interests of these players when the CBA language don't really support that. If we keeping it a buck, it don't support that as much as it should. Um, and the actions of some of these individuals in the front office don't demonstrate that as well. And so then it's going to force people like you and I and everybody else watching this to really assess what's really happening, and then how do we move forward from this? Like, how do we better this league? Because right now, it ain't how everybody think. It's not what y'all think it is.
Right. Right.
Like let's keep it a buck. It's not what y'all think it is. And if in fact this comes out to be true, this is nasty work. This is disgusting. And again, this lawsuit has this is going to set precedents. This is going to potentially change the way the language looks in the CBA. It's going to force the WNBA to put in some more protections for these women when they should have been there in the first place. This is 2024. During our CBA talk, we talked about how, just basic things that should have been in there was not in there.
Right.
So it shows that there's a lot more work to do. It shows that there's a lack of intention a little bit behind just protecting these players. And I know it hasn't been proven yet, and this lawsuit is very early. We're very early in the lawsuit, but I'm still going to give a shout out to Dearica Hamby because, again, it takes a lot of courage to do this while still performing at a very high level.
Yes.
And putting yourself on the for lack of better words, chopping block to face all this scrutiny.
Mm-hmm.
She should get more than a round of applause for that, but I don't think people are really taking that into consideration.
They are not. I think I agree with basically everything that you're saying. This takes an extreme amount of bravery to go again. I'm saying this is Dearica versus Goliath, to be quite honest. Okay. The Las Vegas Aces organization, y'all deserve a nasty award for what has went down. But WNBA teams, why are y'all doing these under the table dealings if y'all can't come through on y'all promises? I know y'all do this in the NBA. Y'all be coming under the table and y'all be following through. But when it's the women, we be getting the short end of the stick. Okay. And Dearica has proven her commitment. We got a chance. We knew that what Becky Hammon was. We knew that she was being a little bit unsavory before she kind of filed the lawsuit, and it was it came out. We knew that, but now I don't see why people are calling for her head. I should have called for her head when this first came out, essentially. But it's about business. Y'all gotta understand. This is it's business. Dearica Hamby, for those who don't know, when she was a part of the Las Vegas Aces, she was the 6th Woman of the Year twice. She was an All-Star twice, I believe. And how dare they question her commitment? It's like the timeline. She signed her contract extension in June of 2022 because they didn't want to lose her, right? Because she has proven that she belongs there. Then in July, she learns that she's pregnant. August, she informs the team. And then they win the championship that year. And then she announces it at the parade that she's pregnant. And then that's when everything turned downhill for her, at least, right? Intimidation, using intimidation and fear tactics when a woman is pregnant is insane. It's insane. And I know those women in front office are also mothers. How dare y'all? That woman is carrying life. She's already stressed. She's playing pregnant. And then y'all doing all of this? Nah. She gave birth to her son on March 6th and then still reported to training camp at the end of April. And she did not miss a game, y'all, that season. She played all. she still performed at a high level, and y'all were being nasty to her. That's the highest level of integrity that you could possibly have. I'm still gonna perform, even though they're treating me like this. Multiple times she has to address the front office and remind them that, oh, y'all gonna pay for my daughter's tuition that y'all promised. It's just a whole bunch of nasty work. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it, and I hope that the Players Association, I hope NECA, the president, I hope y'all really hone in on protection of the players. The language of the CBA has to be uphold the protection of the players. Okay? Y'all cannot move forward unless it's upholding y'all protection and y'all rights. Because it's a shame that y'all not given all the resources that y'all need in order to perform at a high level. Like, we were just talking about this shows ago, how what's her name? The track star, how she implemented the Jesus Christ. The nursery.
Yeah, I can't think of her name right now.
For the Olympic Village.
Mm-hmm.
It's taking y'all this long to realize that Olympians need help with their children during the Olympics? Simple things. Simple things. Okay, so I'm really interested in following and obviously keeping up with this suit, because I know this is gonna be a bombshell, yo. Like, whatever results from this, like you said, is setting the precedence for how we gonna be moving forward in the future. So much love and respect to Dearica Hamby, for real, for real.
Yeah, no, I mirror exactly what you said. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I mirror what you said. Shouts to Dearica. And we'll keep y'all posted with any new updates in regards to the suit.
Facts.
But moving on to, I guess, a lighter topic. This past week, really Thursday, NBA 2K25, we saw the ratings. I saw people, not upset. People was like, yo, they tripping. Y'all tripping giving Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese a 90 overall rating. What's
That's
your thoughts?
high. That's high. That's high.
Super high. It's subject to change. They made it clear, like NBA 2K25 was like, it's subject to change, y'all.
Okay.
But that's high for rookies. I saw people going back and forth on Twitter about that. Asia Wilson, she's gonna have a 99 overall in NBA 2K25, and I feel like rightfully so. She been killing, so I don't think anybody was really shocked about that.
Right.
NBA 2K25 is going to be implementing some changes in different modes for the WNBA on there, which I think is fire. They're also going to have like the press conferences and stuff on there, which looks dope.
Fire.
Yeah, we talked about how Lexi Brown a year or two ago was tight because the imaging wasn't up to par. It wasn't giving Lexi Brown. I don't know who it was giving, but it wasn't giving Lexi.
You know who I seen too said they wanted a rescan? Kalani Brown. She was like,
she definitely did. She was like, she was like, who is this? It ain't me.
Right.
It's not me. So I mean, they're getting better. They're getting better. Asia's looking, like Asia.
Right.
Caitlin, okay. Angel. So they got some work to do, but they're coming along. So I am happy to report that. But I just love the fact that NBA 2K25 they putting some more attention behind the women's game.
Yes.
So I'm still gonna give a shout out to NBA 2K25, NBA 2K period. Y'all got some work to do with the imaging, but y'all doing better.
They listening to the feedback, okay?
They
They
are.
because that user generated content was not nice. It was not nice.
No, no.
Okay? People had a lot of people had a lot of not so nice things to say.
Not at
So
all.
shout out to 2K for going back to the drawing board and, you know,
Yeah, listening.
getting it done.
Right.
Okay. Um, but yeah, before we move along, I just want to say, please make sure y'all following us on every social media platform. It's important that we get your support. Because that's how we gonna grow. So it's about 35 people watching this live right now. If you can, please hit the follow button, hit the notification bell. Follow us on all social media platforms: Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. We trying to do something here, okay? So thank y'all. We can move along.
Yeah, so Indianapolis.
Hey,
Hotbed. Listen.
hot
The Yeah, the
diggity dog.
WNBA All-Star game next year will be in Indianapolis. This is gonna be the first time that Indianapolis actually hosts a WNBA All-Star game, so it's about to
Oh,
be lit. Yeah, and just riding off, the Indiana Fever and just Caitlin Clark. It's about to be crazy next year. So, what are your thoughts about that?
um, I think this is right on par. Like Indiana is a basketball town, basketball state. We talk about all the time offline how we don't really like the Indiana teams, universities, their jerseys and stuff. They need a revamp. They need a revamp. If
Every
anything,
time I watch Indiana play, I'll be
yeah,
like,
they need a revamp of design. They need another
"Hey,
design.
Jim."
Yeah, the gym looks very old.
Throws me off every
It,
time. I
it's
mean,
just,
that's just like a pet peeve of mine. Every time that they play and I watch them, I'm usually texting Brittany like, "All right," but
right.
yeah.
Let's
Mhm.
let's let's wrap it up. But I'm excited for that. Obviously, Caitlin Clark, she's gonna pull in a lot of revenue for that event because people are gonna come see her. This is gonna be her sophomore season, and I'm sure she's going to continue to just get better, as we expect. So, Indiana, I'm shocked to hear that this is their first time hosting.
Yeah, same actually.
So, but I'm excited. I'm excited.
Me too. Hopefully, we should be there.
Right.
We should
We
be in attendance.
we're manifesting that
We
that
should be.
we should be
Yeah.
for sure.
So looking forward to seeing everybody.
Look forward to seeing meeting y'all. Okay.
Right. um. So the Dallas Wings, they're not having that great of a season.
Right.
However, they just had two investors buy 1% stake in their team at a little over $2 million. So that surpassed every team's listed value. Back maybe a month or two ago, we showed Spartaco's um, published estimates this
I can
year of.
actually pull that up. Hold
Oh
on.
yeah, okay. So, oh yeah, thanks, Brittany.
Hmm.
Here's the valuations that Spartaco released for every WNBA franchise this year. And now, because of these two investors for Dallas, um, this moves them up. I mean, now their valuation is high. They're now valued at $208 million. So they're actually outbeating everybody else on this list. That puts them at number one. Um, and so Greg Bibb, who's the team's CEO and part owner, actually sold his stake to Jed Kaplan and Randy Eisman. Kaplan is no stranger to basketball. He is a minority owner of the Memphis Grizzlies and previously owned the Erie Bayhawks and Iowa Energy in the NBA's G League. And then Iceman, Randy Iceman, he's a local hedge fund. He founded a local hedge fund. So they're both businessmen. I think it seems like, I mean, I would love to do a deeper dive on those two men. However, just with that information alone, we know that they're touching both basketball side and then also the business side. Um, and what Brittany and I did talk about Friday was how just $2 million is low. Like that's a steal. Um, I feel like a few months ago we talked about, the WNBA team that's heading to Toronto was purchased for I think 2 million or a little bit over 2 million, and that's a steal too.
Low ball.
Yeah, it's a steal right now. Like the return on investment for these teams. I mean, how the numbers have been looking between ticket sales and viewership and
Right.
the media rights, all of that is up, and it's still gonna be trending up, and so $2 million, they're gonna get a crazy return on investment within the next, I'm gonna say 5 to 10 years. They're gonna get it's gonna be $2 million is gonna equate to $20 in a second.
Right. I mean, it is already.
Yeah. $2 million to them men.
As
to
right,
those two men,
right? It ain't nothing.
$2.
$2 million. That's like, you know what? To be quite honest, I know this might sound like harsh, but y'all remember in the movie Trading Places when they made the bet on Valentine and the other dude, and they basically made the bet for $1? That's what this is. It's $1. It's $1 to them. Like Shantae explained in the Beyond the 9450 episode that these men have already been owners of NBA franchises already previously owners of NBA G League teams. So these men are already invested in sports and they see, this is like Kill Bill Red. I'm telling you, it's that easy as an investor to see that the ROI on this is incredible. Like people are looking at Mark Davis, the owner of the Las Vegas Aces, and also the owner of the Raiders. They looking at him like, you made that small purchase and your team is already 3x. Like in a couple of years though. It's not like he had to wait 10 years. It's only been a few years.
Right. And the Aces is, I guess, rather new franchise.
For sure.
Right. So.
And he's like, the fact that he's seen the transformation already, because they weren't good when he first got them. Like they were still figuring it out. And now he's seen what he's done with pumping and giving them a facility and how they've just continued to get better because he's pumped resources into them. Hey, owners, the blueprint is easy. And I'm still upset at Michael Alter. I'm still upset at you.
Yeah.
Because it took you so long. It took you so long.
No, he just ain't care. I'm done. They don't be caring. Here's the thing. They don't be caring until everybody else care. Because ain't no way you've been in real estate for over 2 decades and now you have the bright idea to be like, all right, it's time. Let me go find a new facility or go build one. Yeah. We gonna take it, but let's stop capping. Yeah. Like the knowledge been up here for years before you even own this team. You just became a new owner, I don't know, within the last maybe less than 10 years. You had the knowledge and the experience to go do this, but you waited. Yeah, I know. Last year and the year before that, he like, yeah, I don't think it's time. Like we reported that. On the
Yeah.
Beyond the 9450 episode, we reported that about maybe less than 3 years ago, somebody asked him about a new facility. He was like, I don't think it's time. Now it's time. Now it's time. So again, nobody wants to get left behind. Everybody got FOMO. I don't care how big the organization is. You don't know what FOMO is. That's fear of missing out.
Mm-hmm.
Every business, company, they all have that. Nobody want to miss the bus. So, obviously there's a trend happening right now where all the franchises are, these players been needed new facilities. Let me be clear. Like, they should have been had the proper facilities.
Long time ago.
But to Brittany's point, after the Aces did it, then we see in Seattle, New York revamped theirs a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Phoenix.
Yeah.
Now we see in Chicago. And we're just gonna keep seeing it. We're
It's
gonna
a
keep seeing
effect.
it. It's a domino effect, and it's really based off money. The numbers are up in all categories right now when it comes to women's basketball. So it makes sense that, all of a sudden their eyes are open and they're no longer blind. And now they realize that these players need better facilities. Again, thank you, but it should have been happening.
Facts.
They still get an FC award.
Yes.
But yeah, shouts to the Dallas Wings. I'm interested in seeing if this also causes some type of domino effect with other franchises. If more investors get into this side of the game, the valuations are going to increase. The money's going to increase. That's what's going to happen.
I'm telling y'all right now, if I had it, y'all seeing me on the investor group.
Listen, me too, for sure. I would love to be an investor, part owner.
Facts.
What
would Jay-Z say? I could lose 72 games in a row. It don't matter.
Jay-Z needs to go ahead and do something too. I just saw the Fanatics joint that he threw.
The Fanatics Fest?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at the 4040. It was a pop-up. And it looked dope. It looked fire.
Come on. I feel like we manifested that festival 2 years ago.
Yeah,
in our brain.
We still got some plans.
We still, to be quite honest, like, I'm letting y'all know, just stick with us, okay? Just stick with the 21 titles movement, because we done went through the rigmarole of, we've lived so many different lives already, and it ain't been that long, okay? Like, from being project managers in Web3 to being host to like putting on the first, like, one of the first virtual exhibitions in Web3. We've gotten a lot of hands-on experience with these activations and stuff like that. So, like, to see them put on the Fanatics Fest is right on par with the stuff that we've already been doing, but we've seen it on the other end. So it's nice to see that they kind of connected sports and culture and all that. So that just means that we right on time. We get in the training. I'm telling y'all right now. Y'all better again follow. We follow. Okay? Got a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline. That's all I got to say.
No, you want nobody.
Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think there's anybody that's better at Web3 consulting than us, because we've seen everything.
Okay? Not only that, like, we regular people, man. And that's it. Really come down to education. I think that a lot of things come down to education.
Yes,
especially in our community. But
right, I'm gonna tell y'all this. Look, if somebody's trying to sell you something off the bat, then they probably not. It's not coming with it. with genuine intentions. Okay? Because to be and exist now, you have to be transparent. You have to be your authentic self. And a lot of these people are perping. Okay? A lot of these people perping, capping, whatever term y'all want to use. Okay? It's a lot of that stuff going on. So make sure you do your DD. That's all I got to say.
No, that's a fact. Even with the W, like I said earlier, pay attention.
Pay attention to the actions, not the words.
No facts, because I mean, now I'm getting off the rail, but like Brittany showed me that Red Bull is creating, what is it, a 3-on-3 tournament in New York.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm about to open the can of worms because, like, if y'all don't know, Brittany is like the ultimate health holistic guru, y'all. Like, and she really about listen, she really about the health of the athlete.
Yes.
Like, no cap. She's a go hard in the most positive and great way. But I think it's sick that Red Bull had the nerve to come in and be like, yo, we gonna
sponsor.
When your drink is about to give me a heart attack.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Pay attention to who's, but that's what I mean by like pay attention, right? Because it's like,
But that's the tactics they've been using for a long time, y'all. It's the marketing.
You hate McDonald's All American. I mean, yeah, Brittany. I mean, yeah.
Yo.
Anyway,
we could go down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, this ain't the pod to do it.
It's not. We could do that another time. But if y'all want to holler at me, follow Smiling Bellies. That's really what that is. Okay, Smiling Bellies, and we can talk about that over there. Okay.
Right. But moving on. Minnesota Timberwolves. They're partnering with the local fintech company. Brittany, you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yes. If y'all didn't know, there has been an expansion in this this jersey patch initiative that has been implemented
Bumble.
in the NBA. Yeah, Bumble. Like we seeing all. You now see in the WNBA as well as in the NBA that certain companies or the sponsoring companies have logo placement on the jerseys. If y'all were paying attention today, the Indiana Fever, they have Eli Lilly as a sponsor on their jerseys. So this is right on par with a fintech company partnering, a local fintech company partnering with the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Lynx to essentially enter the patch program. Okay, so the Minnesota Timberwolves announced a multi-year partnership with Sezzle, a pay-in-for fintech company on a mission to financially empower the next generation, naming the Minneapolis-based organization the official jersey patch partner of the Minnesota Timberwolves. This deal will also involve logo placement on both the Timberwolves and the WNBA's Lynx team's jerseys, which is really fire. If y'all don't understand like just the power of branding, the more visibility you have, the more powerful your brand is because the more people see it. And the more recognizable your brand is, obviously, the more value you hold as the owner of that brand. So we're always talking about building your personal brand, and you as a personal brand, you're an appreciating asset essentially. So you have to treat yourself as such, and this fintech company is treating themselves as an appreciating asset, and they understand that, right? So the NBA's Jersey Patch Initiative, since its inception in 2017, continues to deliver profitable outcomes. Profit is always involved at the end of the day. If it doesn't make money, it doesn't make sense, okay? It has generated up to 150 million in its first 5 years and is anticipated to generate over 250 million annually in the coming seasons. Okay? Teams across the league, including the Los Angeles Lakers, Golden State Warriors, and Brooklyn Nets, have reaped significant financial rewards from this highly lucrative initiative. Okay? Ryan Tank, the Wolves and Lynx chief operating officer, the fact that he's both is crazy. Okay? Emphasize the value of the Jersey Patch program for businesses aiming to strengthen their brands. We just said this. And nurture stronger customer relationships. Tank believes these partnerships not only offer businesses enhanced exposure, but also aid in building team loyalty amongst fans. Following successful partnerships with brands like Aura and Fitbit, the Timberwolves have now collaborated with this fintech firm. Okay? It just makes sense. If me and Shantae right now could do it, we placing a patch on a team. If the 9450 could do it, we're placing a patch on the team. This is, I just want to say, because I know all y'all big brands, I know y'all gonna do this. Y'all all gonna enter because Shantae mentioned it earlier. Y'all all got FOMO. It's gonna come. Right? So y'all gonna try and get in. Hire the right people. Hire the right people based on what they've done. Not what they say they can do. Because a lot of people in Web3 have said they can do so many things and we have not seen it executed. Okay? Literally, me and Shantae were on a staff for a team that has sold over 300 NFTs as a token to enter as a member in a club. Okay? I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying that because that took an entire team to do. And it's not easy. It's not easy to sell anything. Especially something that people already suspicious about. NFT at JPEG. What's that? You know, so like logo placement. It's only, and the fact that they don't have like multiple logos yet, it's just like one on each jersey. Overseas, they're already doing multiple, like that's where the idea came from. This is the overseas pretty much like the overseas organizations understand the power of branding. They've had their patches on the jerseys for a very long time. Like the NBA just catching up. So I love this. And I'm excited to see Sizzle. And when I do see, y'all gonna see it on our story. So yeah.
Fire. That's fire. Well, yeah. Rolling into college sports news. This was a big deal. Months ago, during college basketball season, Brittany and I, during the Beyond the 9450 episode, discussed the unit system. And we talked about how there's never been a unit system for women's sports. And so if you don't know what the unit system is, how it works rather, is that the NCAA pays out 132 units per men's tournament. One unit goes to every game played by a team. So that means every team that makes the tournament earns a unit for its conference. So, if you make round 64, round of 32, Sweet 16, Elite 8, Final 4, the further you go into the tournament, the more units you rack up. and the more units you bring back to the conference, and then also to your individual team. Now, last season, each unit was worth about $2 million. Again, every unit last year was worth about $2 million. So, obviously Purdue went far. NC State, we talking about the men's side. NC State went far. All those teams ultimately won a ton of units. It made millions of dollars for their conference. And to reiterate, women's basketball, there's never been a unit system in place, like ever. So all those championships that Gino won, all those championships C. Vivian Stringer has won. Dawn Staley has won. I mean, we can go down. Tara Vanderveer. Their conferences wasn't seeing no money.
Pat Summitt.
Yeah. RIP Pat Summitt, but yeah. And there's always a conversation about gender equity or lack thereof. And Dawn Staley has been very vocal about how this could bring some type of equity to the women's side. I mean, this should have been implemented a long time ago. But like I keep saying throughout this episode, FOMO. Even the NCAA has FOMO. This is what we're seeing. Like,
yes,
because the numbers were high, the numbers have been like record-breaking high in regards to viewership for the last 3 to 5 years in the NCAA.
Facts.
Now they want to implement the unit system, and this should have been happened. I'm glad it's happening. This has the potential to help. We talked about this before. HBCUs that make the tournament,
right,
or go deep into the into tournament play. This will help a lot of conferences and a lot of teams. And it's just really crazy how we're just now getting this. I mean, this is off the tail of women's the TV rights deal, even on the college level, was renegotiated. So now I think they're bringing in maybe about $112 million a year or something like that. Previous to this renegotiation, I think they was only making about $65 million a year. I think that is still, they were lowballed a little bit, not even a little bit, a lot of it. Right. Because women's basketball is just blowing everything out of the water at this point. But yeah, even the NCAA has FOMO, and they should have already implemented this. It's been a long time coming. And with that being said, if in fact this is approved, the 2025 tournament would yield a total pool of $15 million paid out during the 2025-2026 fiscal year, and would increase to $20 million in 2026 and $25 million in 2027. After that, the fund, because this money is paid out to the conferences through 2 funds, which I'll tell you about in a second. The fund would increase at a rate of 2.9% per year, as do other NCAA distribution funds. So the money would come from 2 funds that already exist for the men. One fund is called or named the Equal Conference Fund, and that's for all conferences who participate in the tournament. And then the second fund, its name is Basketball Performance Fund, and that's based on how far teams advance, which is what I just described. And the NCAA says the distribution formula would be the same as it is on the men's side for the women's side. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the numbers after this fiscal year. This will be the first year in which we're seeing this, and this should have been in place a long time ago.
Right. I mean, have they implemented the unit system since the men started? Like, when was the unit system put in place for them?
For the men, oh, I'm not too sure. I could look into that, but I'm not too sure when it started for them. But this isn't definitely not new for them.
Because if it's been like over like 2 decades, yo, that's NCAA. Y'all already know how we coming up, how we coming at y'all. That's another nasty award.
Yeah, NCAA.
Another nasty award for y'all.
Yeah, definitely another nasty award. I mean, if you follow us throughout the college season, you'll probably hear us say that. We've said it. It's on record how we view the NCAA. I will still give a clap to the NCAA a little bit for doing what they were supposed to. If you don't know NCAA, the current NCAA structure for college athletes is about to be no more in a second.
Yeah.
The restructuring of this whole thing is about to look different. I mean, Brittany and I have talked about this quite literally for the past 2 years. On Sundays, it's a lot of lawsuits happening right now. It's about to be a lot of restructuring. Some of these students are going to be looked at. Student athletes are going to be looked at as employees. That's going to change the game. You know, that triggers workers compensation. That triggers a lot of different things. So I still like to say it's going to be an exciting year. We're waiting for some more outcomes with some lawsuits, but the current NCAA structure, they're fighting to keep their old structure, but it's about to be a done deal.
It's done.
These student athletes are running the game. I'm gonna be honest. They running it. Shouts to them for being business minded. Shouts to them for advocating for themselves.
Yes.
And shouts to them for not settling. They're not happy just to be here, baby.
No.
They not happy just to get the scholarship no more.
No
when Brittany
more.
and I was in school, we like, oh, we got full scholarships. Our mothers and dads can't afford this. We both from the Bronx. Let's keep it a bug. We from the Bronx, New York. Who paying for college?
Facts.
Who paying? Because it wasn't our parents.
No.
So we were happy to be here. These student athletes like, girl, they probably like, girl, listen. I'm gonna take this scholarship, but I'm also about to like run it on the NIL end. Yes. Give me my money. Give me my money.
Yes.
Oh, y'all just settled? The NCAA, y'all just settled for a couple B's?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all gotta pay me for that too.
Right.
Run me my check. Where's my money?
Right.
Oh, y'all got me doing all this? Y'all got me going to practice. Y'all got me going. I'm not a student athlete. I'm an employee.
Right.
I'm an employee. If I get hurt, run me my check.
Workers comp.
Run me my check. Oh, and because of that, I want to be a part of a union. I need representation. I need to be a part. So I still like to say they're not playing around. They're very business minded. Mm-hmm. All of the resources that that are made available, and them like from social media alone. It's just a different time, and I love to see it. And anyway, I went down a rabbit hole. I guess shouts to the NCAA. To finally put it in the unit system.
Right.
Y'all better have.
Right. And it's so crazy how all this stuff comes out after we talk about it. Like last year we were like flabbergasted that there wasn't no unit system, and then hey, we're gonna implement a unit system.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. That should have been today. We'll take it. Thank you.
Facts.
Moving on. Tech news. As you can see and hear, we love tech as well. We obviously also love tech and sports. When those two sectors collide, we love to see it. And Jaylen Brown, Jaylen Brown, obviously he's amazing on the floor, but he's brilliant off the floor, right? He has his hand in a lot. I would love to break down Jaylen Brown's portfolio. He's doing a lot. He's doing a lot, and I've never heard of this company, but it's called Hap B. So during the championship parade for the Boston Celtics, if you didn't see it, I wish I had a picture of it up. He has what looks like a headphone, like you know the old school headphones. If you was to put it around your neck,
Yeah.
that's what it kind of gives. It looks like that, but it's a piece of technology that was created by HapB, and it's a digital wellness tech. They're a digital wellness tech company that makes neck bands equipped with ultra gentle magnetic fields to elevate your mood, boost productivity, and help you sleep better. So he was, he was at the celebration at the parade with this joint around his neck, and he was wearing it throughout the season. And I guess people was asking him like,
what is that?
What is it?
Mm-hmm.
And so HapB actually claims its patent application of specific magnetic waves can mimic the effects of caffeine, CBD, nicotine, melatonin, and more without users actually having to consume those products. The device connects to a mobile app where users can choose what blend of vibes they're going for. But what's even doper to me is that not only is he an ambassador of this company, but he's also the chief innovation officer. So yeah, he's getting to the bag. And see, this is what I'm talking about.
Wow.
He's getting to the bag. And I looked it up. I looked up the device. I think it's the price is reasonable. It's about $350. It's $350 for you to try. But shouts to Jalen Brown. Never heard of this company, never heard of this technology. Definitely saw the picture of him on with during the parade with this around his neck. Never inquired as to what that was.
Okay, I like that. I mean, he's putting us on. Digital wellness. That's
like I'm not like digital wellness. That's crazy. I mean, but we've seen it. We've reported on like different. I forget the name. Like several different. I'm gonna call them inventions that have assisted athletes. One of these companies starts with a V, and they wear something on their chest. Remember, we covered it. I don't know. They wear it around their chest, and it keeps track of all your vitals. Yeah, your vitals, your data to make sure that you're actually well enough to perform.
Right.
What else have we seen? I mean, on the football side, now they're making like the cleats warm up, and
they made the air conditioning helmets.
Yeah, the helmets too. So tech is like,
it's
infiltrating it. Yeah, and wellness is at the forefront of all that, because obviously these teams want you to be able to perform. They want to make sure that you're okay. They want to make sure that your vitals are right so that you can perform. And yeah, I think that it's dope what these companies are coming up with.
Yeah, I mean, look, y'all better give me my resources. Y'all want me to perform at a high level? Give me the best resources in the world.
Give me the best of the best.
Right. So I think that's what this is. Okay. Like Jalen Brown, he's just ahead of the curve, like in everything. Like he was one of the first kind of vegan, vegetarian athletes that I kind of hooked onto early. Like he had his own plant-based chef that was in Boston with him from the beginning. He was a Beyond Meat ambassador very early on. So this brother's very brilliant. Okay, he's brilliant, and he's also an investor. We're starting to see like professional athletes are not just professional athletes anymore. We're starting to see a lot of them also become professional investors. Like it's investing is the way you grow your portfolio. It's very simple. You have to invest. You have to take risk in order to get rewards. and usually the bigger risks you take, if executed properly, can reap highly lucrative rewards. So I'm very happy to see athletes switching that mindset and understanding, like, we have to have a mindset of investing, like not just investing in assets, investing in yourself. Like me and Shantae were just having a conversation the other day about buying groceries from the store. Like, it's so the way I think about it is like, if you are spending money to buy the highest quality of food, you putting up on the front end, you're trying to, because on the back end, your health is going to essentially thrive because you putting in quality things, right? So it's like, who are you going to pay? Are you going to pay the farmer, or are you going to pay Big Farmer? You have to make a decision. You have to invest in yourself, health wise, mental, spirit, everything. You have to invest in yourself. And we're seeing that from these athletes. They're not only investing in themselves, they're investing in other people. Like, we've talked about CJ McCollum and how he has an extensive portfolio, and he does his research before he invests. Like, I love to see that, because I wish I learned this stuff in the beginning. Me and Shantae wish we learned this stuff in high school, yo. Like, because it only offers another perspective, right? If you understand stocks, then you understand markets. Like, you understand how things start, you understand how things originate, you understand how things kind of develop and evolve over time. So, like, being in an investing mindset allows you to be more connected to what's going on in the world. Essentially, you have more of a global perspective, and that's what I've learned just getting into investing in 2019, beginning of 2020. Really, like, it just so happens that Market Mondays started when I started my journey. Like, you start your journey and things kind of like happen and conspire in your favor. So just love that we're seeing athletes now get this mindset, because we tired of hearing the 30 for 30s on broke and them not having no money at the end of their career because they did not invest and they were not thinking long term. We got to stop having these short-term mindsets, people. That's really detrimental to our community, is having short-term mindsets, when we should be thinking well into the future, thinking about the next generation. So I love to see it.
Same. So shouts to Jaylen Brown. I was tempted to buy it. I'm not gonna lie. I was tempted just to see, how.
Right.
Yeah, I was. They give you a free trial.
That's something too that, like, I'm interested in seeing. Like, yo, businesses, let me tell y'all, the way to get feedback, use the athletes, y'all. Use the athletes. This is a prime time for y'all to use the athletes to your advantage. You remember feedback forums, or like when you get paid to do research?
Focus groups. Focus groups.
Yes. I don't understand why there's no company out here doing focus groups with universities to build your product. It don't make no sense to me. Direct feedback.
Okay. That's a good idea. I'll keep you posted if I go try this.
Right. I'm interested, because, like, if y'all could just send us product, we could try it for you and give y'all feedback.
I would love to try it. I was very tempted. I was like, oh, you get your. I'm gonna do some more research, and if I get it, y'all, I'm gonna come on here with it around my neck, and I'm gonna tell y'all. I'm dead serious. So, I'll keep y'all posted.
Facts.
So Uno, listen, Uno has caused a lot of fights. Okay. Because I don't know how y'all play Uno. Everybody play Uno a different way,
No,
depending
that's a
on
fact.
what part of what side of the globe you're from.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, Uno is partnering. Well, Mattel is partnering with BMW to bring Uno to its luxury cars. So now you're gonna be able to play Uno in BMWs. So yeah, they inked a deal with Mattel and the gaming platform named Air Console to bring a digital version of the game to its online of high-end automobiles, including the BMW X3. They announced this on Thursday. So you're gonna be able to play, but it's really ideal for like pit stops. You're not gonna be able to play while the car is in motion because obviously, we want to make sure that you're safe, right? So
Right.
yeah, if you're in park, you'll be able to play.
Okay. Yeah,
Mattel.
because you can't play while you're driving. That would just be kind of.
And people will try. I be seeing people do all type of stuff on the road. Like people still play Candy Crush on the road. It's crazy. First of all, I didn't know y'all still play Candy Crush. So, but yeah, so no, you'll be able to play, but just while the car is in park. I think this is a big deal for Mattel. Mattel getting money. Mattel been getting money. But for them to partner with BMW, and then I've never heard of Air Console. Would have to do my DD on them to see what else who else they've partnered with to
Right.
kind of get things like this going. But shouts to BMW, shouts to Uno or Mattel, and any new BMW holders. Let us know
Right.
because I think this is going to be made available this month. Yeah,
Okay.
this
I
month
like
it's going to
that.
be rolling out to over 500,000 BMWs on the market.
BMW times Uno. Okay. That's
Right.
who would have thought? But as a company, you always got to reinvent yourself and figure out how you're going to continue to.
Mattel is in everything.
AR.
We just talked about Sue Bird, her
Right.
doll.
Right.
They're in everything.
That is correct.
So
And I mean, that just shows that they don't want to be like, they want to make sure that they're continuing to develop with the times. Because we've seen a number of companies being stubborn and not wanting to move with the pace, i.e., Blockbuster. What's wrong with y'all?
R.I.P. Blockbuster.
Right. Like I literally just seen my Blockbuster stolen kid. My mom gave it to me. We went to Blockbuster when I was 5 years old and did like a lost, like you record your
Yeah.
name, your age, and all of that. Like
Yeah.
I just found the video for that on VHS,
Woo.
and I'm like, Blockbuster,
Drop the ball.
they dropped the ball for real.
So go there every Friday night.
Right.
Need me a
You
movie.
gotta make sure you rewind them tapes.
Yo, I forgot about that.
Or
You gotta rewind them before you return them.
Yes. Or you was gonna get a penalized. You was gonna get a fine. Yeah.
Damn.
The old days, man.
We not that old, y'all. For real. We in our 30s. Like, so that I just wanna make that clear. Like, we're in our 30s. Mid 30s. Sounding like real old heads.
The old times.
Old times. It's crazy. We the new adults?
Yes.
Yeah, I play too much. I play too much to be
We
the
are
new
the new
adult.
adults. Yeah, so that wraps up Web3 and kind of tech news. And I think we got one culture thing to discuss.
Culture. I mean, we talked about Fanatics. I think the Fanatics
Right.
Fest is part of culture, and that happened this past weekend. We saw the clips of Jay-Z being their little baby. It seemed to be a mesh, or yeah, a mesh of sports betting. I think that was also a focus of the
Mhm.
Fanatics Fest, and culture. And it was held. This pop up was held at the 4040 in New York City. I did see a few people go on our timeline. It looked fire. It looked like you could participate in a lot of different things while there. They had panels. I saw Jalen Brunson on a panel. I saw a couple of previous athletes or current athletes on panels talking to people. Um, so it looked like there was a lot of great information there. And again, it looked like a dope mix of just sports, the evolution of sports, tech, and then culture. So I think that's a part of culture. So I'm gonna say that.
Right.
Secondly, we all know the fall is here. Well, it's not here officially, but it's around the corner. And so all the shows are coming back. If y'all don't know, I'm not a movie buff, but I love a good series. I love a good show. And I'm late to the game for Apple TV. I don't know who else, is late to the party. I just got on Apple TV. I didn't watch Presumed Innocent. Everybody's saying to watch that. I'm going to check it out. Everybody's saying to watch Mayor of Kingstown. I'm going to check that out too. If you watched it, please let us know how it was, because I'm hearing both shows were fire. Right now, I'm watching a show called Lady in the Lake. I wish I could, somebody could tell me if they've watched the show. Right. But it's on Apple TV. I'm only on episode 3, and it's fire so far. I'm not good with actors and actresses' names. I don't do a good job with that. I just know them by face. I'm terrible. Brittany can't stand it, honestly, because Brittany's a movie buff, and I am horrible. I'm horrible. But usually, if I say a show is good, I haven't received bad feedback,
right,
that I've suggested. So, Lady in the Lake is still more to be revealed, because I still don't know how their stories mesh. It's like I don't know the actress's name. White actress.
Oh, I see. Natalie Portman.
I'm terrible, y'all, and I'm kind of embarrassed. I'm sorry, because I'm not good with names.
I'm looking at the cast list right now. Yeah, Natalie Portman. Okay. Yes. If y'all ever seen V for Vendetta, you've seen Natalie Portman.
I don't know nobody's names, y'all. Just faces. And she's one of the main characters in the show. Then there's a black woman in there. She's also the main character in the show. One of the main characters in the show. And it's yet to be revealed how their lives intersect, but for sure their lives do intersect. We have a slight foreshadowing of that in the first episode when they kind of bump into each other. But outside of that, I haven't seen them come across each other again. But you
want to hear a review?
Yes.
Because I don't know if we're going to get a comment from somebody, but I'm looking on the audience reviews, okay? This one was a week ago. They gave it 5 stars, okay? 5 stars. It's very good. Also, viciously truthful from the outset. Exemplified in the scenes where the wife, Natalie Portman, has just had enough of being the wife and the mother. Moses.
Yes, that's where I'm at right now.
Realizes that she can't escape her life, however hard she tries to. These scenes feel surprisingly fresh, as well as feeling a bit too real. And it's why I think the show is supposed to be a bit depressing in a challenging way. It feels like it's challenging the viewer, not just if you are a perpetrator of sexism, misogyny, but if you are a victim of it too. It might be set in 1966, but it's asking the viewer, do you recognize anyone? Do you recognize yourself? For me, this story bravely captures that post-war pretense Western societies emulated so well and still does today. This is an excellent review. Thank you for writing this.
But it's on the money too.
Right. Okay.
It is.
And still that the family was and is the safest place for a girl or a woman, where she's loved, cherished, and most importantly protected by the father, the husband, the brother, even the son. However, this story understands that the family was never the safest place for us and still isn't.
Don't
Mm.
tell me too much, because I don't
Okay,
like to.
okay,
But
that's
yeah,
it. Because
but
she's talking
yes,
about the first two episodes, and I'm like, I
yeah,
don't need to
no,
go no far.
it's on the money. And again, I still don't know how the two main character stories coincide yet.
Okay.
But right now we're seeing like character development. We're seeing everything develop, and right now it's really good. It's a really good show. Lady in the Lake. Check it out.
Okay.
On another note, Reasonable Doubt is coming back this week. I don't know if y'all know about that show, but it's a great show. It's on Hulu. I watched the first season when it first was released. Didn't know if there was going to be renewed for a second season. Um, Kerry Washington, I think, is a producer of the show,
Excellent.
and it was a great first season. The main character is a lawyer, and she gets into some brilliant lady, brilliant woman, but got a lot going on, a lot of drama happening, but not like no, it is messy. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, but it's really, really good. It's a really good show. It comes back this Thursday, I believe.
Okay.
Um, I don't know where Handmaid's Tale is. Um,
I gotta catch up.
yeah, if y'all haven't watched Handmaid's Tale, y'all should. And that's all I got right now. I'm gonna explore more on Apple TV. Again, I'm late to the game, but I'm happy I'm here because
Okay.
Apple TV seems to have a lot of series and shows that I could definitely watch. So I'll keep y'all posted about that.
Excellent. Excellent. And as my I'll add some culture news. So me and Shantae had the lovely opportunity to go to the Giants exhibition earlier this year. So I finally ordered the book that kind of parallels and goes with the exhibition. So I'm very excited about that because it has exclusive interviews between Swiss and Alicia with the curator who kind of put the exhibition together. So I'm very interested in reading about that because I love the exhibition. Um, I wish I would have had an opportunity to go another chance, but that's life. Uh, but yeah, that's my contribution to culture today because I just had to say that. Okay, and
It was fire. The
yeah,
exhibition was a great exhibition. So
it was, it
it
was,
was, it was, it was great.
yeah. That was the first
This was
time
fire.
I seen a Kahindi Wiley in person, and
Yeah,
his yo. If I'm ever blessed enough to be able to be, a holder of one of his pieces, bruh, I need an entire wall. Cause them pieces is extensive, okay? Like my husband is 6'8", and seeing him stand next to it as I'm taking a panorama is incredible. I'm like, how? Like, how does he even start the piece? Like, where
right,
does he start?
right.
It's huge.
It is.
Like all his pieces are like massive, enormous. How many hours of labor does one put in to go into a piece like that? Like that's why I'm just excited because also too I'm like reading an art collecting book right now because I'm seriously would like to become a steward of the arts essentially and just support our people because that's kind of how like Swiss and Alicia got into it because people were not really buying black artists, you know, art. And they were just like, well, we're gonna set the trend because y'all don't see the value. But we do. Don't let them scoop up everything. I can't let y'all scoop up everything. yeah. That wraps up episode 73.
That is episode 73. Make sure that you follow us on all social media platforms. Make
Facts.
sure that you follow the 9450 as well. We will have some interviews coming up over there with college athletes.
Yes.
You know, college basketball is right around the corner. We're gonna be speaking to some hoopers right before the season starts. So make sure you tap in with us over there. We should be back next week, next Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, we're here.
Absolutely. Oh yeah.
Holla at
I
us.
also wanted to shout out DJ Art King.
Yes.
Okay. This hockey jersey that I got from his collection. So it's called VATS. It stands for Violence in the Space in Between. So he usually does art centered around violence and sports and how does that make the connection. And it's just always some very interesting conversations. But DJ, I love my jersey here. It's nice, sleek, and I might get the other one. Okay, make sure y'all supporting Black
Go
artists.
support.
Okay,
Yes.
DJ Art, the founder of the Black Library in Monticello, he's a fantastic artist and photographer. So just wanted to shout him out because my jersey is fire. Okay,
I love that.
and that's it, y'all.
That's what we got for y'all.
We'll see y'all
Till
next
next
week.
time.
Thank
Peace.
y'all.